platforms or to the theaters. So I thought we would take a look and see if we can find some decent ones, some that we're interested in. I need to take a little sip of coffee before we get going. Before we get into the movies, you know the drill, you know the deal. We got to do some channel maintenance, some channel hygiene. Channels are Tamagotchi. So if you're new here, welcome to my nonsense. If you're old here, welcome back. Oh geez, if you're new here, please consider hitting subscribe. If you're old here, go double check, make sure you're subscribed. Hit the like if you like. Leave a comment. It could be anything related to the video. It could just be a hello, a few emojis, whatever, as long as it's cool and respectful. Hit the notification bell. As always, I will link my tip jars down yonder in the description box. No pressure whatsoever, but every $1 or $2 helps. That is what allows me to continue to make content. Also, you are invited to my Patreon. I know not everybody can come, but you can't say you weren't invited. The link to my Patreon is down below, and I post a lot over there. If you want extra content, but you don't want to leave this platform, you can join YouTube memberships by clicking join below or going to my channel page and clicking join. That is content that is exclusive to YouTube members. All my links are down below. Okay, so there was May on this list, and when I had found this list, it's by AP News. It was May, but we're gonna skip all those because those are already out. I did go see Final Destination Bloodlines, and it was considering, okay, you have to remember, it is a cheesy, gory horror. That's what it's supposed to be. So as long as you go in with that mindset, it's good. I recommend it. Okay. Again, this is from AP News. We have June movie releases. June 6th, Ballerina, Lionsgate. Anna de Armas leads this John Wick spin-off about a deadly and classically trained assassin. Then we have Life of Chuck, which is Neon Theaters. It's a Stephen King adaptation, apparently, but it says it's not your typical one. It's a sentimental and supernatural story about the life of an ordinary man, told in 3 chapters. I don't know where that's going to. Oh, theaters. Okay, theaters. The Ritual is going to theaters. It's Al Pacino and Dan Stevens as men of the church performing exorcisms. Sure, why not? Okay, maybe. I might go see that one, maybe. I don't know. Is the exorcism stuff overdone? Are we tired of that? Are we renewed for it? I don't know. Dangerous Animals is going to theaters. I might have said that wrong. Jai Courtney plays a serial killer who feeds his victims to sharks. Okay. He's a serial killer that feeds, like Dexter, or like, does he have a shark tank, or what's going on here? I don't know. If you're interested, it's called Dangerous Animals. I Don't Understand You is Nick Kroll and Andrew Rennells are a couple vacationing in Italy in a dark comedy with an escalating body count. So it's like an action / dark comedy. It could potentially be pretty cheesy. Comedy with body counts. It's not my thing. Not gonna lie. Actually, comedy anymore, I struggle. I usually reach for the old comedies. Straw is going to Netflix. It's Taraji P. Henson. Oh, it's a Tyler Perry. Taraji, just get away from him. It's a drama about a single mother. You know, every once in a while, a Tyler Perry is okay. At best. And I might watch it just because I like Taraji. I don't know. We have Dan to Dan, Evil Eye, Theaters, Adventures of Momo and Okarun in this series based on the popular manga by Yukinobu Tatsu. June 12th, Deep Cover is going to Prime. Bryce Dallas Howard plays an improv comedy teacher recruited by an undercover cop, Sean Bean, for a mission, which she enlists 2 of her students, Orlando Bloom and Nick Muhammad. lately, the past few years, everything I've tried to watch with her in it, I'm like, okay. So I don't know. I would definitely try. The Unholy Trinity. It will come to theaters. It is Pierce Brosnan and Samuel L. Jackson in a Western set in 1870s Montana. Now, I typically don't do Westerns, but I'm going to try to read Lonesome Dove, so it'll be my next, maybe I will be doing Westerns, I don't know. Prime Minister by Magnolia, this is coming to theaters. Documentary Fellows, it's a documentary that's going to theaters. I don't get it, but follows Jacinda Ardern through her tenure as Prime Minister of New Zealand. June 17th, Sally, which is Nat Geo and Disney Plus. Blue Origin, who Sally Ride, the first American woman to go to space, is the focus of this new documentary that chronicles her professional accomplishments and her lesser-known personal life. So we have a real space woman here, not tourists. June 20th, 28 years later, boom, I am so geeked. The original team behind 28 Days Later, including director Danny Boyle and writer Alex Garland, return with a new entry featuring Aaron Taylor-Johnson, Jodie Comer, who I love, and Ralph Fiennes. The previews look good. I need to go back and watch the old ones. Those are my jam. Marlee Matlin, Not Alone Anymore, coming to theaters. Marlee Matlin gives an unflinchingly honest account of her experiences as a deaf actor in this funny and revolutionary. It's a documentary, so I don't know what theaters they're talking about. Probably none around me. Sovereign, Briarcliff Theaters, Dennis Quaid, Nick Offerman, and Jacob Tremblay lead this crime thriller about anti-government extremists and a police standoff. Says theaters, so Bride Hard, Magenta Light Studios Theaters. Rebel Wilson, a secret agent whose skills come in handy at her friend's wedding, and then a hostage situation emerges. Everything is going to be great as a Lionsgate. Bryan Cranston and Alice and Janney are lifelong actors in regional theater trying to raise their very different sons. So it's a drama. Elma and the Wolf, was that a book? What was Elma and the Wolf? Theaters. Ethan Embry and Sinners Breakout. June Lee star in a psychological horror about a mysterious wolf attack and a police officer's missing son. Sounds good. K-pop Demon Hunters, Netflix. Now June 27th we have F1, which is a Warner Brothers / Apple. Brad Pitt plays the best there ever. This is the F1. My grandma is a F1 nut, and it just happened over the past few years, so she's excited about this. She will probably go to the big screen to see this. It's Brad Pitt and Damson Idris, who is Franklin Saint from Snowfall. Love him, and he also models. And they're like two competing F1 racers. Megan 2.0. I never even watched the first one. Should I watch the first one? Is it scary? The doll stuff doesn't scare me. Creepy Dancing Doll is back, and even more dangerous. The preview looked so cheesy. We saw the preview when we went to go see Final Destination, and me and my son looked at each other like, yeah, we won't be seeing that. Sorry Baby is at A24, one of the big breakouts from Sundance Film Festival. Follows Agnes, a grad student, in the aftermath of an essay. Wanted to make a film that was about feeling stuck when everyone around you keeps moving. Hot Milk. This was a book, wasn't it? Wait, no, I'm thinking of Hot Stew. Theaters. because I was like, let's do this. You know, those are pretty fun. I'm not watching John Cena in anything. 40 Acres, Magnolia is coming to theaters. Danielle Deadweiler, Michael Grey Eyes lead this post-apocalyptic thriller about a plague that has caused worldwide famine. I love post-apocalyptic, although it feels like, are we doing it for real? Am I not gonna read any more of that genre? Because I feel like, are we starting this in real IRL? July 10th is Brick, German horror. A couple wakes up to find they're trapped in their apartment. July 11th is Spider-Man. My teenage daughter wants to see this. I have no desire. Superman, more grounded in his own personality and his relationship, which is more complex, so it's a little more drama, maybe a little more character built than the past ones. Don't Let Go to the Dogs Tonight, Sony Pictures, a best-selling memoir of growing up on a farm in the former Rhodesia before the 1980 election. As the colonial system crumbles, the story is told through the eyes of 8-year-old Bobo, Lexi Benter. Then we have Tyler Perry's Destination Wedding. Medea Goes to the Bahamas. Silk House, 50 cents, Skill House, 50 Cent stars in the sword. This looks horrible. Why did 50 join this? Lured into a content house and forced to compete in deadly challenges. So it's like Saw, but they're trying to get followers and likes and comments. And we have July 18th, I Know What You Did Last Summer. Again, I guess, but it's still just called I Know What You Did Last Summer. This is Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. reprised the roles from 97, The Slasher, and a new installment featuring an eerily similar situation and a cast of pretty young up-and-comers, including Madeline Klein, Chase Sui, Wonders, Jonah Harking, and Tyreek Withers. There's a new Smurfs coming out. Rihanna produced and stars as Smurfette. Eddington, A24, Ari Aster reteams with Joaquin Phoenix. In this film about a standoff between a small-town sheriff and a mayor. Early months of the pandemic lockdowns, Pedro Pascal, Emma Stone, and Austin Butler also stars. So Pedro, am I getting that right? He's in 2 A24s. This summer, he's working his little tail off. Unicorns, a young single father from Essex, Ben Hardy, is disarmed when he falls for a drag queen. July 25th, we have the Fantastic Four First Steps, Disney theaters, coming to theaters, and that's again Pedro Pascal. Vanessa Kirby, how do they even do this? Vanessa Kirby, Joseph Quinn, blah blah blah, I'm not into it. Happy Gilmore 2, coming to Netflix. Adam Sandler returns to the green and one of his most beloved roles after almost 30 years, along with Shooter McGavin. So it's Happy Gilmore 2. I don't know. My son was out in the garage yesterday and he was playing with like his kid punching bag and he went nuts on it and he knocked it over and then he was like picking it up, and anyways I was like, alright, chill, Happy Gilmore. July 30th, we have Together from Neon Theaters. Real life couple Dave Franco and Allison Brie play a frighteningly codependent couple in this inventive body horror. I did see the preview for this, and I don't do body horror. Doesn't really get me. So if it's on TV, I might give it a shot, but I won't see it in theaters. And then we have August, Bad Guys 2, and The Naked Gun, which I saw the preview for, and my son was like, what the heck is this? I was like, well, you kind of have to understand Naked Gun, and I don't know if that kind of humor still works. I don't. August 6th is Sketch, going to theaters, a horror comedy about a girl's drawings that come to life. August 8th is Weapons. I will see this. Children are disappearing. This is a follow-up to Barbarian. So it is connected to Barbarian. I didn't know if it was just the same, like, producers or director, but it does say it's a follow-up to Barbarian. Starring Josh Brolin, Julia Garner, and Alden Aaron. Brother's Wedding, Vertical. It's coming to theaters. Kristen S. Thomas directs and stars in a drama about a woman getting married for the third time, which is an occasion for her 3 daughters. Scarlett Johansson, Sienna Miller, Emily Beecham. I have seen the preview for that, and I was like, maybe. August 13th, Fixed is coming to Netflix, an adult animated comedy about a dog's quest for one last adventure before being neutered. That does not... that sounds like that Stray Dogs one, and it sounds like Sausage Party. Like, no thank you. August 15th, Nobody 2, which is Bob Odenkirk's sequel to Nobody, like an action. And this time Keanu Reeves joins the bloody fun. Clicka, 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 clicka. Small town musician J.D. goes viral in this drama set in the world of Mexican American music. It's the debut feature. East of Wall Theaters, Kate Beecroft's debut film about a young horse trainer grappling with financial insecurity and grief in the South Dakota Badlands. It won some awards, so Eli Roth presents Jimmy and Stiggs, a low-budget splatterfest for horror devotees. And then Witchboard Atlas coming to theaters. It's Stranger Things. Jamie Campbell Bower stars in a supernatural horror set in New Orleans. It's a remake of a 1986 cult classic. August 22nd, Lurker coming to theaters. A Sundance gem. This paranoid thriller is the feature debut of The Bear and Beef writer Alex Russell about a celebrity fandom being very online, featuring a buzzy young cast. Honey Don't, Margaret Qualley, Aubrey Plaza, Charlie Day, Billy Eichner, and Chris Evans star in a dark comedy from Ethan Coen about a small-town private investigator and a string of mysterious deaths. Americana, Sydney Sweeney led crime thriller, a revisionist western set in South Dakota, debuted at South by Southwest in 2023. It concerns the theft of a valuable artifact. Eden is from Vertical. It is, here we go again, Jude Law, Anna de Armas, Vanessa Kirby, and Sydney Sweeney again. A survival thriller set in the Galapagos after the First World War. I love a survival thriller. I do. Relay is from Bleecker Street. Riz Ahmed plays a corporate fixer in this contemporary riff on the paranoid thriller from Hell or High Water. Filmmaker David Mackenzie. Grand Prix of Europe. It's F1 for the preschool set. Animated film also set in the world of car racing. August 28th, they turned The Thursday Murder Club, which was a book, into a Netflix movie. Helen Mirren and Pierce Brosnan. Oh, they're together again because they're on Mobland together. Ben Kingsley and Celia Emery plays retirees who spend their time solving cold cases in this adaptation of Richard Osman's bestseller. It's directed by Chris Columbus. August 29th, and these are the final 3, is Caught Stealing. Baseball player who's played by Austin Butler gets tangled up in New York's criminal underworld in the 1990s. Zoe Kravitz, Regina King, Liev Schreiber, Matt Smith, and Bad Bunny also star. The Roses, Searchlight Pictures, coming to theaters. It is a reimagining of The War of Roses, starring Olivia Colman, Benedict Cumberbatch as the feuding couple. And finally, we have The Toxic Avenger. Peter Dinklage stars as a titular superhero in the supremely gory and graphic film, which sat on the shelf for a few years in search of a distributor. Elijah Wood, Jacob Tremblay, Kevin Bacon, and Taylor Page also star. So, that is some movies that you may or may not be interested for summer 2025. Let me know what is like on your must-see on the big screen list. If you watched this all the